classy because there are small, the collagen fibers are small. They are collagen type 2. And then they are too small to be resolved by the light microscope. And then this is the main reason. The refractive indices or refractive index of the fibers equal that of the amorphous ground substance. So that's the main reason for its hyalinity, alright? Or glassiness, or homogeneity of the matrix. Okay, this is our prototype because it is the most abundant type, and then the sites of occurrence in the respiratory tract from the nose, larynx, trachea, and bronchi. Your articular cartilages or cartilages lining the joints, costal, your ribs, epiphyseal plate of long bones, and then the embryonic skeleton, meaning hyaline cartilage serves as the substrate, diba, for formation of bones, process called endochondral ossification. Remember? The other type of ossification is directly from mesenchyme. You call it intramembranous ossification, remember? But endochondral or intracartilaginous, it's the hyaline model, hyaline cartilage model being replaced by bone. Alright? In your book, that is the hyaline cartilage of trachea. Alright? In your book, yan, you have to identify the cells of the cartilage, you call it chondrocyte. What makes it a chondrocyte? It's in a lacuna. May sarili siyang housing, a cavity called lacuna. And then you may have a group, not only one cell or chondrocyte in a lacuna, but a group 2 or 4, meaning the chondrocyte undergoes mitosis into 2, into 4. And if you see a group of 4 like this, coming from the same parent, we call it the isogynous group. Diba? Isogynous group of chondrocytes. And then the matrix, you know that there is a difference in intensity of staining or basophilia. By the way, the staining of the matrix is basophilia. Why? Because of acidic matrix or the amorphous ground substance, which is proteoglycans. No? Alright, so the more proteoglycans, like hyaluronic acid, ganyan, the more basophilic, di ba? Is the matrix. So look at the matrix around chondrocytes. It's deeper basophilic, bluer, more intense in staining, meaning there is higher concentration of amorphous ground substance or proteoglycans around the chondrocytes. In other words, your chondrocytes are actively secreting your matrix or amorphous ground substance or proteoglycans compared to the rest, farther from the chondrocytes, which is less. No? So what we call this more basophilic matrix near or in the vicinity of the chondrocytes called the territorial matrix. And then those lighter staining matrix, interterritorial matrix. Okay? So this is our specimen for hyaline cartilage, that of the trachea. So this is your mucosa of trachea, cartilage, hyaline type, adventitia. Okay? Then this slide under scanning. No, not yet. No? Perichondrium, we will take that up. Hindi, sama na natin. So I may ask you to identify the pointed connective tissue. No? It's called perichondrium. The hyaline cartilage infested by dense connective tissue called perichondrium. So kasama yan, ha? Identify pointed structure. Huwag mo sabihin ng hyaline cartilage. Kasi if I will ask you to classify pointed tissue, that's the hyaline cartilage. But if I will ask you to identify the pointed structure, which is perichondrium, that's the cartilage, no? You don't answer dense connective tissue. Kasi it's not classified. Identify pointed. Connective tissue yan, di ba? So there's only one answer, it's perichondrium. Okay? Then, RPO. The same. That's the hyaline cartilage, that is the perichondrium. So RPO pwede rin, no? Alright, in details, for chondrocytes, we will use HPO. Okay, so we'll identify these structures one by one. Under HPO, identify pointed cell. Sabi ko ng cell, you know its chondrocyte. Because this is a cartilage and it is in lacuna. Uli mo muna yun. There is only another one cell in the lacuna, that is the osteocyte of bone, di ba? Okay, first question. Classify, muna, ayan. Classify entire tissue. What will be your answer? Hyaline? Cartilage. Identify pointed cell, chondrocyte. Identify pointed cell, ganun din, chondrocyte. Identify pointed cells, chondrocytes na lang. If you want, pang-arte ka, you want to be specific, isogenous group of chondrocytes. Alright? And then matrix. Territorial matrix. Di ba? Muscle tension staining and it is near the lacuna or chondrocyte. And then, in between, the lighter staining matrix is interterritorial matrix. Okay? Lahat yan, pwedeng identify pointed. Pwedeng cartilage. For matrix, dalawa, no? Territorial, interterritorial, and then your chondrocyte. Tatlo lang pala. Under high power. Next, ganun din. I-move natin, still under HPO, all the perichondrium, para maitanong naman yung perichondrium. Identify pointed. Hindi yan ang cartilage. Again, it's perichondrium. Di ba? And then, the same, identify point, meron palang fibroblast dyan, no? By the way, nilagay ko lang yung fibroblast na, so you will know, kasi this is perichondrium, and that's connective tissue. The cell is fibroblast, remember? There are two ways by which a cartilage grows, hindi ba? By means of mitosis or cell division or proliferation of the existing chondrocytes inside the cell. You call that, nakalimutan ko lang, interstitial growth. Remember? Now, there is a growth by which the fibroblast and perichondrium differentiate into chondrocytes, and then the chondrocytes multiply and they secrete the matrix. That is called appositional, di ba? Hindi nakasama sa practical yan, nire-remind ko lang kayo. So there is a fibroblast in the perichondrium, and then the fibroblast turns into, slowly, gradually into chondrocyte. Nagkakaroon siya ng housing, sariling housing. Ha? Masipag yung DPWH dito, dami housing. Walang corruption dito siguro yung sa cartilage, di ba? Okay, so again, in this view, we can identify the chondrocyte, identify the pointed cell, and then identify the matrix, territorial, interterritorial. Anong nakad lang? Record view. Okay? Cell nest. Elastic. It's similar to hyaline, no? It has perichondrium, etc. Except for a dense network of elastic fibers. Hence the name elastic. So the predominant issue here is elastic fibers. And we will use the elastic stain, no? Special stain to demonstrate the fibers. Physically, it's opaque and dirty looking. It's more flexible, kaya elastic, di ba? Because of fibers. There is it. In the cartilages of ear, no? The pinna, auditory tube, the external auditory meatus, the epiglottis of the larynx, and then the corniculate and uniform cartilages of larynx. So, konti lang sila, di ba? Alright. So, how will we identify this? There are lots and lots of elastic fibers in the matrix, in the homogeneous, like hyaline. So, we have to use your elastic stain to demonstrate it. I will use that specimen, no? Special staining, parang di rin mo camera. We will see the fibers that they are black. Alright, scanning, wala. Walang bibigay ka. We will use a epiglottis, no? For elastic cartilage. HPO. Okay, that is the cartilage, elastic. So I may point, HPO pwede na gamitin. I may point to the cartilage and I will ask you to classify pointed tissue, elastic cartilage. Kasi may itim yan, no? May elastic fibers. Then again, there is a perichondrium. Like hyaline. Identify pointed structure, perichondrium, because you know it's a cartilage. And then the chondrocyte in lacuna. And then, maybe this is the best view, no? HPO for classification. Classify the entire tissue o elastic cartilage, ha? Okay? Kasi you will see the elastic fibers in the matrix. Black yan, ha? it's gonna be fibrocartilage, it's gonna be hyaline. Isa lang yung elastic cartilage, may elastic fibers, kulay black. Okay, and then, of course, your perichondrium na naman, and then your identified pointed cell, the chondrocyte, inilakuna, no? And then lastly, your elastic fibers. But, meron na tayo niyan during the discussion of connective tissue. Di ba, pinigay na sa test na, elastic fibers. But then, that is connective tissue. This one is cartilage. So still, I may ask to identify the pointed structures, elastic fibers. But remember, usually, mahilig na lang ako, tamad na akong mga question, pag-isip, classify, connective tissue, elastic. So, tatlo na. Malay nyo, madagdagan, kung isipin nyo, tatlo na classify ka, entire tissue, hyaline, elastic, fibrous cartilage. Pero marami din yan. Alright, who knows, di ba? Parang, at sinabi pa natin review, kompletuhin na natin, di ba? Okay? O, last, fibrous cartilage or fibrocartilage. What kind of connective tissue fibers? They are collagen type 1, no? Of course, there are still type 2, but the predominant type of fibers is the large type 1. They are arranged parallel, no? Along line of stress. Parang there's another tissue which is arranged this way. It's the dense, regular connective tissue tendon ligament. Remember? Okay. The chondrocytes are in lacuna. So that's the difference, no? To differentiate the cartilage, which is fibrous cartilage, from a very similar looking dense regular connective tissue, just look at the cells. They are in lacuna, they are chondrocytes. Therefore, this is a fibrous cartilage. Okay? There's no perichondrium. Why? Because, by the way, to resembles next connective tissue, there is no perichondrium. It is considered as transition stage between dense, regular connective tissue and hyaline cartilage. So on one side, you may see hyaline cartilage, on the other side, the dense regular connective tissue. So wala siyang perichondrium. Alright? So it occurs in the intervertebral disc, symphysis pubis. Sinindihan mo yan. Tayo nyo, balik yung kanina. Alright? Surfaces of the etc. Okay. Eugene, take mo. Lumalabo. Alright. I followed those in the book. Nagtataka ako. Dapat collagen fibers type 1. Ba't kulay blue? Hindi ko lang kung staining. Dapat collagen fibers. Acidophilic, di ba? Hindi ko ma-explain. Kasi, hindi your, by the way, in these pictures from books, these are your collagen type 1. Parallel in arrangement. These are your chondrocytes in lacuna. That's why it's cartilage. And because of the parallel arrangement of the fibers, it's fibrous cartilage. Eh, yan sa inyo, kamukha niyan, di ba? So, maski hindi kasama, pag kulay blue, parallel arrangement, it's the fibrocartilage. Why is it cartilage? Ayan. Parang itlog, no? These are the nuclei of chondrocytes in a lacuna. So, classify entire tissue, fibrocartilage. Siguro naman, I ask a side question. Kung sinipag ako, no? Give one side of cartilage. Madali lang naman yan eh. Hyaline, di ba? Respiratory tract, elastic, some cartilaginous system. Sabihin mo na lang, corniculate, etc. Fibrous cartilage, vertebral disc. Okay? So, classify pointed tissue, fibrous cartilage or fibrocartilage. And again, this is the chondrocyte lacuna. And they ask to identify pointed cell. And these are the, and this is the matrix, no? And collagen fiber type 1, yung kulay blue. Siguro, classify na lang, entire tissue. Okay? Bone. Tayo, pag di tayo natapos, opinion na lang yan. Ano, bigyan niyo ako, mga alas-alas sila, tapusin natin. Ano bang next subject niyo? PPR. Ano yung PPR sa inyo mas somatic? So, that's psychophysiologic reaction. ER. Alright, bone. The classification of bone into compact and cancellous is gross, not histological, no? Kasi compact bone is defined as a bone when there are no, mahuhula ko, no? There are no cavities seen by the naked eye. Di ba? Kaya siya compact eh. Tingnan mo ko sa naked eye, with the aid of microscope, you won't see opening. So it's compact. But cancellous, with the naked eye, you will see openings like this. Minute openings, spaces. Yun is spongy bone or cancellous bone. Okay? Anyway, nasanay na tayo classify the two types of cancellous and compact. Alright? Where are they? In the long bone, the compact bone is the casing, whether you are the ends or the epiphysis or the diaphysis. Okay? Now, about cancellous bone inside the ends or epiphysis. Okay? That is in a long bone. In a flat bone, the casing is still the compact bone, and in between is the cancellous bone. For example, this is the outer table, the inner table of the skull. This spongy bone you call diploid bone, di ba? Diplo. If this is the rib, the same. The outer casing is a compact bone, and then inside is the porous, no? Cancellous bone. So gross siya. Di siya under the microscope. So first specimen is the compact bone, no? It is decalcified, so we will see the lamellae, etc., and the canals. May tatanong ko dito. Yes. Classify entire tissue, compact bone. Pointed. Mayroon na naman dense connective tissue covering. This time, you call it periosteum. Diba? Then there is then another tissue, the dense connective tissue. It's just a membrane of simple squamous epithelium. Actually, they are called osteoprogenitor cells. It's the endosteum. No? So this is the marrow cavity, and this is the exterior. Okay? And then you have, ito pala. The bone histologically is classified histologically into two, no? Lamellar and non-lamellar bone. Lamellar is the adult type or mature type. Non-lamellar is the immature. So uniform bones, either from intracartilaginous or intramembranous, is in the form of non-lamellar. In other words, the layers and layers of bone tissue or collagen fibers, if you want, are not arranged in, there is no orderly arrangement. At random lang yan, no? That's why it's also called woven bone. Eh, wala tayong specimen. The second type of bone is the lamellar. So, the layers of bones made of collagen type 1 fibers are arranged either around the so-called Haversian canal, in between them, and then parallel to the periosteum and endosteum. So there are how many? 4, no? 4 lamellae and compact bone. So, identify pointed. Anong tatanong ko dito? Sige, sasabihin ko, identify pointed lamella. If it's near the periosteum, it's outer circumferential, diba? If it's near the endosteum, the inner circumferential lamella. If it's pointed around the canal, Haversian canal, it's the Haversian lamella or concentric lamella. Remember? And in between the concentric lamellae, by the way, the canal is Haversian canal, and then yan, Haversian interstitial lamellae in between the Haversian or concentric lamellae. By the way, the term Haversian system refers to the canal, no? Haversian canal and the surrounding concentric or Haversian lamellae. So, all of this may be asked, pero madali lang. Classify entire tissue, compact bone, identify pointed lamella, identify pointed canal, okay? Scan pa lang yan. LPO kaya? Pwede rin. But, this is LPO on the side of the endosteum. Yan. Okay? So, again, I may ask to identify the entire tissue, compact bone, and then LPO. Identify pointed lamella. This is inner because you know this is endose tube. Hindi siya makapal like the perios tube, which is dense connective tissue. Okay? And then the Haversian canal, the Haversian lamellae, the interstitial lamellae. Okay? So, scanning, LPO, the same structures to be identified. And classify the entire tissue. Hindi mawawala yung classify the entire tissue, ha? Alright? Oh, the same specimen under LPO, and minug lang natin dito sa perios tube. Alin nyo, ito yung gamitin ko, di ba? Again, classify the entire tissue. Ang kako, identify pointed, structure. Sige, sabihin mo na, covering. Oh, perios tube. Wala namang covering, kundi perios tube. Alright? So, if it's in the perios tube, your lamellae are the outer, this time the outer circumferential lamellae. And then the same canals and lamellae, the Haversian canal, the Haversian lamellae, and the interstitial. Okay? Next. Ayan. Mag-HPO na natin. Good for what? The detail of the Haversian system, meaning the canal, the osteocytes, and the canaliculi. Canaliculi are your minute openings, no? These striated, dark striated striations. In other words, your blood vessels and nerves run in the canals, no? Haversian system. And then, the blood vessels here for nutrition of... By the way, cartilage is non-vascular, di ba? Nutrition of chondrocytes is through diffusion of nutrients in the matrix, because the diffusion is possible because the matrix is colloidal, meaning it has high water content. But in bone, it is calcified. Hindi pwede diffusion of nutrients. So nutrients will still by blood vessels, system of tunnels. So if you start from Haversian canal, the nutrients from blood, from capillaries, run in your canaliculi into the osteocytes. Okay? So, anong identify natin dito? Even in high power, I can ask to identify the entire tissue. I can classify the entire tissue. Still, o backbone. Di ba? O, your osteocytes. Now, I can point to osteocyte. Identify pointed cell, osteocyte. Sabi niyo, chondrocyte is for osteocyte. Okay? And then, identify, ito mahirap i-point ito, masyadong pino to eh. I will specify a word, no? Identify pointed. Minute passages. Parang sinabi mo. Identify pointed minute passages. Canaliculi, okay? Parang huwag ka na tumingin, basahin mo yung question. Minute passages sa lahat, canaliculi. Alright? Wala na to? Wala na, yun lang. By the way, hindi masyado ito, no? Pagkaya po kayo, mamaya, meron tayo niya. So, HPO, the entire thing is the Haversian system or osteon, each one of these canalicus in lacuna. Canalicus in lacuna is an osteocyte, and then these radiating dark lines are your tunnels, no? Your canaliculi. Oh, balik tayo sa LPO, no? Okay? This one is good for another canal, the Bachmann's canal. Alright. So, this is a Haversian canal. Then another type of canal is the Bachmann's canal. Yan. Pag nakakita ko niya sa brother, identify pointed opening, Bachmann's canal. It is a connection. It interconnects between two neighboring Haversian canal. So, the blood vessel, the artery, hindi ba, nutrient canal for the passage of nutrient artery to the bone. The nutrient artery will give rise to this Bachmann's, the blood vessels in Bachmann's canal, and then from Bachmann's canal to the Haversian canal. Ano lang yan, route, no, for the blood supply. So again, Bachmann's canal, public canal, interconnecting to Haversian canal. So I may ask to identify Haversian canal, madali lang yan. in a center of an ostium or an oblique one, horizontal, interconnecting two, that is Bowman's canal. Mas maganda yan sa HPO. I mean LPO. Alright? So isang aversion system again, what can we identify? Osteocytes. Canaliculi. Alright? Yan. Canaliculi osteocytes. Identify pointed cell. Osteocyte. Identify pointed minute. Maxidus. Canaliculi. Alright? Oh. The second type of bone, spongy bone. Arterial bone, makababa na yun, di ba? Your spongy bone refers to all of this, no? Bone. This is called a bony trabecula or spicule. And this one, together, they constitute the spongy bone. And you may include the tissue in the cavities. The tissue in the cavities is red bone marrow, no? Or hematopoietic tissue. So, depende. If I would point to one, isa lang naman ang pointer sa microscope eh. If I would point to one bony spicule, the question is classify pointed tissue, spongy bone, no? If I will ask you to identify pointed structure, spicule or trabecula or spongy bone, malinaw. Ano isagot nyo, identify pointed structure. Sa bagay, piloso po ka, spongy bone, pwede rin. Pero, it's more specific to answer, bony trabecula. Okay na, trabecula o spongy bone. If it's classified pointed tissue, spongy bone. Kasi hindi ko lang pwedeng i-point yan. Tatlo, pointer sa microscope. Ano gagawin yun? Di ba? Isa lang ang pointer sa microscope. Kung question ba, identify ng type tissue, may bone marrow dun sir, kasama yun. Ipo-point ko yung isang spicule, classify, spongy bone, ha? Okay? To identify bony trabecula, or trabecula of spongy bone. Alright, this is scanning. Even no power. By the way, that's the red bone marrow, the hemopoietically active. This is your myeloid tissue, bone marrow, no? Pwede rin identify ko. Paano kaya tatanong yan? Huwag na kaya? Bone marrow. Lalo niya, bone marrow yan. Alright? O yan, LPO. Ganun din eh. Diba? I will point to this bone trabecula to identify. But classify, spongy bone. Again, this is your red bone marrow. Alright? Ay, ako, sa takin pa lang yun. Muscle. Sabihin ko na, tatlong question classify. Skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. Pwede na identify nyo ang intercalated disc. Hindi na kailangan ng theoretical. Tapos na tayo dyan. Or skeletal, I have to use tongue kasi readily available. Why? Because there are longitudinal muscle fibers and in cross-section. So, madaling pag-aralan in both views. Okay, so this is scanning. Let's move to... Yan, nakapoint ba dyan? Wala. Oh, let's move to LPO. These are cross-sections, muscles and fibers in cross-section, longitudinal. Umpisa natin sa longitudinal. So, under HPO, yan. Classify entire tissue, skeletal muscle. Why? Non-branching long fibers. Number 2, many nuclei in the periphery. Hindi nyo makikita yung cross-creation sa practical. Huwag na kayo mag-rely dyan. Long parallel fibers, non-branching. Maghanap kayo ng branch. Wala. And then, numerous nuclei, these are peripheral in location. That's it. There's only one skeletal muscle. Or this view. Di ba? Ganun din. Non-branching, multinucleated periphery. Skeletal. Isa lang question. Classify pointed tissue. Classify entire tissue. Who knows? I will give cross-section. Di ba? So, if you see many nuclei, see? In the periphery of fibers, even with, of course, in a cross-section, you want to appreciate the branching, non-branching, and the no. Huwag na kaya. Gusto niyo ba yan? Cross-section. Cardiac. So this is the ventricle, epicardium, myocardium. You know, yung malapit sa epicardium, these are your longitudinal fibers. So we will concentrate on this. Lalo nang hindi kasama yung cross-section niya, mas mahirap. So longitudinal section na lang. Alright? O yan. LPO. So these are your cardiac muscle, no? Di ba? O yan. Classify entire tissue. Branching. One nucleus in the center. Huwag niyong pansinin yung prostration. That's only one. Cardiac, no? Identify pointed. Hindi natin ma-pointed. Circle na natin. Intercalated disc. Eh, tanong ko, what are the two components in the transverse? Side question, what are the two components in the transverse part of the pointed structure? Dalaw lang yun. So, nila, adherence and more macular adherence. Di ba? If I will ask you what is the component in the lateral or parallel or longitudinal part of the pointed structure, there is only one answer, it's the gap junction. Okay? Pareho lang yan. Branching, mononucleated at the center, and then you have your intercalated disc. Alright? Alam na namin tatanong ko, what organ will you find this tissue? Isa lang, heart lang yan. Okay? Oh, yan, cross-section. Gusto nyo ba? Hindi na. Oh, last, smooth muscle. I will use small intestine. Duodenum, jejunum, this line, duodenum, this is mucosa, submucosa, and then this is entire thickness is muscularis. This outermost layer is the serosa, right? So we will concentrate on the muscularis, this one. This is the inner circular layer, diba? If this circular layer in a cross-section of the organ, the fibers here will appear in long section. The thinner outer longitudinal layer, in other words, the muscles are longitudinal. Okay? In a cross-section of the organ, the muscle fibers here will appear in cross-section. So these are longitudinally arranged smooth muscle fibers. Ito, cross-section. We'll focus on the junction. So we'll see both longitudinal and cross-sectional. Alright? O yan, low power. Then mucosa, submucosa, and then yan, muscularis. Inner longitudinal, outer circular. Yan ang view. Alam natin, muscular system. Inner circular and outer longitudinal. Hindi pa yan, ha? Sasagutin natin din yan sa histology of digestive. Ngayon, classification of tissue lang tayo. Basic tissue kasi, muscle. Yan. So this is our HPO. Ininagay ko lang yan para alam niyo kung saan ang galing yan. No? Inner intestine. So alam niyo na, this is your inner longitudinal, inner circular and outer longitudinal smooth muscles in longitudinal section, and then this is your outer longitudinal. The smooth muscles will appear in cross section. So, I will ask you, identify the entire tissue. Okay, i-point ko na lang dito. Yan, yan. Para walang dispute, walang argument. Wala naman si Marcoleta dito, di ba? Alright, i-point ko na lang dito. Classify pointed tissue. Smooth muscle. These are spindle shape, di ba? And then kebab shape yung two central located. Smooth muscle. Even in cross section, different diameters of the filer, only the large one showing the nucleus. Smooth muscle. Dito na lang, ang point natin, no? Ha? Gusto niyo, dalawang pointer, mahirap yun. Point ko na lang dito. Classify pointed tissue, smooth muscle. O, 3 questions. 4 yung intercalated disc. Okay? Sus, Mario, sir. Let's have some theoretical. Hindi nyo kasi makukuha. Pero may lecture na pala kayo. No? Let's start with blood. Alright. These are the cells. Actually, they are referred to as the form elements of blood because some cells like the platelets are not considered true cells. Okay? It's the mother cell of the platelets that is a true cell. which is in the bone marrow. All right, you have your erythrocytes, the most numerous, your red blood cells or RBC, and then you have leukocytes or white blood cells and UBC, which are grouped into two, granulocytes and granulocytes. Now, there are two types of granules in all WBCs, sinabi natin yan, di ba? One type of granule is called the, Zurophilic. Diba? What is Zurophilic? Because it takes up the stain azure, diba? Mamaya, meron mga azure dyan. They are primary lysosomes. So all WBCs, whether it's granulocytes or granules, possess your lysosomes or azurophilic granules. The second type, granule is the specific staining or granule, ano tawag nyo? Specific granules. Specific is the term because they are specific in staining. Di ba? If the granules are stained by eosine, they will appear as red granules, no? And you call it the cell eosinophil. If the granules are stained by the basic dye, actually you use right stain. The basic dye there is methylene blue, remember? Then the cell is basophilic. So the granules are basophilic, so the cell is called basophil, but this is very red, hindi na natin nakikita yan. And then, how do you define neutrophil? The granules are numerous fine, lilac. Lilac, also lavender. Lavender, which, tingnan niyo sa dictionary, pale purple. Di ba? That's the description of the specific staining granules of neutrophil. Paano define yung staining property of neutrophil? Sabi natin, kaya tinawag ng neutrophil yan, mali yung mga naunang author, hindi na nila pinalitan. Sabi na natin, the granules are stained by neutral dye. Wala naman neutral dye nun. Neutral dye, walang chemical reaction. Neutral dye, walang staining. Hindi ba nila yan? Ang definition daw, the granules are stained by both acidic and basic dye. So the result is something like pale purple. Okay, so neutrophil, numerous fine lilac, eosinophils, uniformly large, red retractile granules, basophils, dark purple granules, uneven in size, di ba? Hiding the nucleus usually, and description eh. Then ang granulocytes, you don't have specific staining granules. Lymphocyte, alam nyo na yung description, large, dense staining nucleus, peripheral cytoplasm, which is very blue with eosinophilic granules. Monocyte is the largest, U-shaped, AB-shaped, eccentric in location. The cytoplasm is dirty looking, vacuolated, di ba? Hindi naliligo yung monocyte, di ba? And it's big. Platelets are just picture is the cytoplasm of the megakaryocyte of the bone marrow, di ba? Okay. Ayan ang right stain, the basic dyes are methylene blue, then they oxidize the methylene blue to yield methylene azure and methylene violet, the acidic distillation like your H&E, di ba? So if this stained by the methylene blue, basophilic, like the basophilic granules. Ayan, methylene azure, your basophilic granules means they're purple because they are stained by methylene azure. Meron pang isa, methylene violet, alam, hindi pareho, no? Hindi ko alam ang tawag sa structure, cellular structure, that are stained by methylene violet. Ito is urophilic. Ito gusto kong mag-invento ng term, ang COI. Biologophilic. Wala naman urophilic na lang, ha? Ito is urophilic, eh. Ito is urophilic. Dito wala. Urophilic. Okay? So, correct, these are your basophilic structure, your nucleus, because you have your DNA, di ba? Acid eh. So, it will react with basic dye, and then you have your ribosomes. Ribosomes will be part of what? Blue. RNA. So, it will react with methylene blue or with basic dye. Basophilic or blue. And then your RBCs or hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is protein. Protein are basic in reaction, so they will react with protein. So they are eosinophilic or eosinophilic. The color is pink or red. Or RPC, typically call it salmon pink. Yung di ba? Minsan tuna, pink. Nakita niyo yun? Wala, walang ganyan, salmon pink lang. Walang tuna pink. Alright? Kakamping, meron. Alright? O, alam niyo na kung ano yung sinabilit, please ha? Alright? O, yan ang sinasabi ko, meron pala dito. These are your, libro yan, no? These are your neutrophils. Neutrophil. Yan, describe natin. Parang nagibig ko. Fine numerous lilac granules. The nucleus is segmented usually into 3. That's the usual thing. The more segment there are in the nucleus, the older. Di ba? This is the most numerous. Okay? Next is the eosinophil. Typically, uniformly large granules, pink. Or red pala, refractile. Hindi nyo makikita refractile. If you want to demonstrate refractility, you have to move your fine adjustments screw to and fro. Mag-blink sila. Eh kaso, hindi naman kayo alam. Yun na lang, large red granule, automatic eosinophils. Then, the nucleus is usually bi-lobe. Usually. And then lastly is basophil, pero hindi natin pakikita yan, no? Granules classically are of different sizes. Dirt purple usually hiding the nucleus. It is said that the basophil does not undergo fermentation of the nucleus. Hindi ko alam kung totoo yun. But dito segmented siya, di ba? Anyway, discard na yan. Hindi ko makikita yan. Okay? And then the lymphocyte madali. Nucleus is large, occupying almost the entire cell, then cytoplasm is just scanty, pale blue with each of different granules. Largest is monocyte, di ko naman alam kung makikita natin yan, di ba? The nucleus is kidney, usually eccentric, then grays, maculated cytoplasm. RBC, no problem. No nucleus, no organelles, just salmon pink with a central pallor. You know central pallor, di ba? O yan. Sana, ganyan kaliwanag sa practical, di ba? Alright. This is blood smear muna. Wala pa tayo sa bone marrow. Alright. Ibigay ko ba yan? Sige. Identify pointed cell. O yan. They are the most numerous, non-nucleated, no organelles. All the cell is made up of hemoglobin, which is a protein. Kaya eosinophilic siya. Resulting color is salmon pink. But with the central pallor. Bakit? Kasi RBC, usually, by the average normal diameter 7.5. Alright? It's by concave. Parang kondo mo, yung di ba nagamit? Parang there is a thin central portion. Because of the thin central portion, hindi ba? O plato na lang. Plato, di mo ka. There is a thinner central portion. Kung thinner siya, less hemoglobin, which is responsible for the central pallor. Yung experienced medical technologists, or pathologists, hematologists, they know the normal look of central pallor. It is extraordinary. I mean, oversized. It means you have anemia, di ba? Less hemoglobin. So, identify pointed cell. O kaya, hindi na-identify. Puro sa question. Normal count. 4 to 16 yan per cubic mm. Tama? Alright. Function. Transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Di ba? Okay. So, for blood cells, there is a side question, either the function, normal count, or clinical significance. Ano clinical significance? Decrease in the number of the cells. Sabi mo hemoglobin, alam niya ng RBC. Anemia, ganyan. O next, cell. Magaling na naman. Okay? The platelets. Platelets may are simply or in group. outside the body, no in vitro. Hindi naman magka-clot inside the body yan, patay ka dyan, di ba? When outside the body, they tend to clamp. Kasi yung function nila, clot formation eh. So in your microscopic slides, usually they are groups or clamps. Kaya madaling turo eh. Diba? These are bits and pieces, sabi ko. Fragments of the cytoplasm and metakaryocyte. How will you describe them? Just blue dots. Diba? But actually under electron microscope, you have two zones. A hyalomere peripherally, which is homogeneous, no granule, and a uromere in the center with granules containing clotting factors, di ba? Okay, 2 to 4 micra. So these are the smallest. So madaling. So identify pointed form elements of the blood platelet. Side question. Normal count? Yes. Yearly, ang favorite kong question din eh. Kasi Pilipino kayo eh. Name an endemic viral infection in the Philippines resulting in the decrease in the count. Expect that question, alright? Function. Coagulation, right? Let's go to WBC. Yan. Numerous fine lilac granules, 3 lobes of the nucleus. This is neutrophil. Side question. Mamili lang kayo. The pointed cell increased in number above normal, way above normal in case of acute or chronic infection. Acute. Yeah. Acute. Acute. Ano ba yan? Usually acute bacteria lang. Okay? O, tignan nyo naman yan. Kamukha pa yung galingan natin. O, yung granules, and then granules. These are large and red, no? So this is your aside from being infected by loop, 2 loops. Ano kaya side question dito? Allergy and parasitism, di ba? Yun ang parating nakasamdip natin, di ba? This increase in allergic reaction and parasitism. Wala na side question, it's identified. Oh, compare. Ano yan? Yan, ito. Neutrophil. Yung sinapil, parang malaki yung sinapil. Usually they philo, tsaka malalaki yung granules yan. Hindi naman nila na-expect, sir, sabi nyo, or refractive red. Minsan brownies pa kulay, tingnan mo, di ba? Ano naman natin kasalanan ng gumawa ng slides, di ba? Okay? Uy, by the way, just by the size kasi, tingnan mo. Remember, I forgot to mention that RBC, the usual size is 7.5, normal. Kung 7.5 yan, ito siguro more than double, mga 15 na yan eh, di ba? Micra, yan. Pero pagdating sa the smallest WBC, if this is 7.5, is maybe 8, 9, 10, di ba? Large nucleus, almost occupying the nucleus, pale purple, cytoplasm, basophil granules. This is your lymphocyte. Side question. The pointed cell increased number significantly in case of acute or chronic. Siyempre, natin kanina yung acute. Pero even when you become doctor, you will remember that, no? Lymphocytes, lymphocytosis, or chronic infection like TB, and neutrophil acute. Even an acute infection which is partially treated, nagtagal siya, naging chronic, neutrophilia becomes lymphocytosis. Alright? O yan. Yung granules niyan, eosinophil. But typically, bilobe, it's trilobe. Pwede, kasi mas matandang eosinophil yan. Eosinophil senior yan. Mas matanda. Loops. Alright? And of course, this is your lymphocytes. Okay?
Sa bagay lang namin granules. Mono.
Question mark, di ko na. Medtech. Ano yan?
Monocyte.
Medtech.
Monocyte.
Ha? Correct. So this is your neutrophil just before undergoing segmentation, di ba?
Bad cell. Bad cell.
It's called myelocyte. Neutrophil, di ba? Just before
Ano ba
undergoing
yan? Bad cell?
segmentation, it might escape already in the bone marrow, so you will normally encounter this in the peripheral blood. You call it neutrophil. This is neutrophilic. Metamyelocyte, but Metex have nicknames. Band cell, stab cell, di ba? Huwag na kaya yan. Hirap din na natin yan eh. Pero makakita ko, yan eh. Ha? Oo, G-skirts. G-skirts yung close. Okay? Makakita ako ng ganyan, young forms. If there are lots and lots of abnormally high count of young forms, it may be acute infection, pero kung talagang napakarami, pangit, no? Pangit ang picture rates, leukemia. Di ba? Tapos dahil pasyente, laki ng liver kasi, tsaka isipin, tapos puro young forms yung differential count. Hey, tapos nagdudugo pa yung ilong. Ano yun, nagdudugo pa sa bleeding tendencies. Oy, leukemia. Okay? O yan, lalo mo nang di alam yan. Ano yan? Monocyte? Metet? Meditech? Hindi ako sigurado.
Monocyte?
Tama ka, sabi mo monocyte, di ba? Nagkapit na natin yan. Hindi ba pwede yan? Hindi rin.
Neutrophilic ba yan?
Hindi, di ba? O monocyte na lang pag ganyan.
Neutrophilic ba yan?
Consensus yan. Final deliberation. Hindi naman natin makikita yan. Nakita ko lang yan during pandemic. So, yun na naman. Bone marrow. Myeloid tissue. There are two types. Oh, yung red and yellow. Red is your active one in the formation of blood cells. No? In the newborn, the other one is yellow. It's made up of fats. It's not active. After birth, all of the bone marrow are active. No? Red. And then infancy, childhood, childhood, to adulthood, those in the long bones will not be active anymore. No? They will turn into adipose tissue. But whenever there is a need for increased blood cell production, all of these may become red again. No? Alright, so in the adult, where are the red bone marrow? In the flat bones, skull, ribs, etc. Theoretical name. Alright? So this is a bone marrow section. You know it's bone marrow section because there are still, you identify pointed tissue, bony, spicules, di ba? Classify pointed tissue, spongy, bone. Pero ito, red bone marrow, no? It is a section. To see the details of the cells, and they will appear large, you don't do this. You just aspirate. For example, your iliac crest, you just aspirate for bone marrow, and then you prepare the slide similar to preparation of blood smear. And it's called bone marrow smear, and that is your smear. No? Not bone marrow section, but bone marrow smear. Ito yung ginamit nila. Then you examine that under oil immersion. Okay, we'll discuss only two, erythropoiesis and granulopoiesis. In erythropoiesis, bilisan lang, no? You have to follow these changes. Number one, there is the decrease in size of the cell. So as the cell grows older, it becomes smaller. And then in the nucleus, there is a decrease in size also because there is condensation of chromatin. Chromatin condenses more and more until it becomes very condensed, called the pyknotic nucleus, and thrown out of the cell. Nabutang na loob, pagkatapos ginamit, tinapon. Alright? So that's the fate of the nucleus. The final product is not created. And then as to the color or staining activity or property, it's from basophilia to eosinophilia, meaning blue to red. Why? You start with all ribosomes, which is basophilic, which are the substrate, or hemoglobin synthesis, right? And then gradually you consume the substrate, which is ribosomes, and you form the final product, which is hemoglobin. So, explanation for this basophilia turning into acidophilia is gradual consumption of RBC ribosomes, replacement by hemoglobin. Okay? Condensation, madali lang yan. First, it's all 5 chromatin or euchromatin with prominent nucleolus, and then as you grow older, there will be condensation and condensation. As you can see, there are blocks of light and blocks of dark chromatin until the nucleus is called pycnotic or dead and thrown out. So we just remember all these changes. Ayan. Let's start with the most or the earliest recognizable cell. Let us describe it. Large cell, rounded, large cell, large nucleus, rounded, all U or fine chromatin with nucleus prominent nucleolus of nucleoli. What's the use of nucleolus? Ribosomes formation, right? When you form ribosomes or assembly of ribosomes and then transported to the nucleus, in the cytoplasm, they will impart basophilia or blue color of the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is basophilic. Okay? You call this proerythroblast. Again, large rounded cell, large rounded nucleus, fine chromatin, kasi wala kang condensation, and nucleolus. Ano the function of nucleolus? Or the ribosomes responsible for basophilia of the cytoplasm. Next. The cell becomes smaller, the nucleus becomes smaller, now condensation of the nucleus begins. Alright? But still, the cytoplasm, because of ribosomes, is still basophilic. If there is a nucleus, you call it a blast, alright? If there is no more nucleus, a site. This one has a nucleus, so it's a blast, still a blast. Alright? But now there are condensation of the nucleus, there are alternating blocks of dark or heterochromatin and chromatin. Assuming, again, remember this, the checkerboard appearance. Checkerboard nucleus. So this is checkerboard nucleus, a blast with basophilic cytoplasm, you call it basophilic erythroblast. Again, basophilic is blue or basophilic cytoplasm, checkerboard nucleus. Okay? In the next stage, of course, the cell becomes smaller. The nucleus becomes smaller. Nucleus becomes smaller but retains the checkerboard nucleus. So what's the difference? The staining or color of the cytoplasm. Now in this stage, maybe 50-50. 50% na lang yung ribosomes, 50% for consumed to produce hemoglobin. So there is a height between hemoglobin and ribosomes. There is basophilia against acidophilia. 50-50. The resulting color is somewhat gray. Different or many hues or tints of gray. As long as it's gray, green is gray, blue is gray. Many shades of gray. 50 shades of gray. Alam mo ba yun? Yung panahon yun. May iba, hindi alam yun. 50 shades of gray. Dami, di ba? Yan, 50 shades of gray. Sayang, hindi ako magtatanong yan sa theory. Lalagay ko. Imagine that. 50 shades of gray. Since there are 50, many, the term is poly. Di ba? Poly. Color. Poly. Chromatophilic erythroblast. So, describe poly chromatophilic erythroblast. Gray cytoplasm, whether it's greenish or bluish gray, and checkerboard nucleus. Now, in the next stage, the cell is really small, approximating that of the adult RBC, and then the nucleus is no longer checkerboard, but pycnotic, small and dense, ready for disposal. No? Since the color now is definitely salmon pink, and the size approximates the normal Normal or adult. Adult or normal is orthodox, di ba? Conventional. So you call it the orthochromatic erythroblast. There is a nickname, di ba? Because looks like the normal RBC, except it's nucleated, so they call it normoblast. That's the other name, no? Normoblast. And then finally, the nucleus is extruded out, di ba? The resulting cell is non-nucleated, okay? Definitely salmon pink. And this one is released in the circulation. Within 24 hours, it will turn into a fully mature RBC. It's salmon pink. But wait, sabi nila, there is still a tinge of blue, basophilic tinge. We cannot call it erythroblast. It is an erythrocyte. Wala nang nucleus. But still, it's different from the fully mature red blood cell because there is tinge of blue. So there's a residual ribosomes, di ba? So we cannot call it erythrocyte. We will add the term basophilic, sabi nila. So they call it basophilic erythrocyte. Oh, sir, ano yan eh, hindi ba? Acidophilic na yan, eosinophilic. Yes. It is an erythrocyte. But then instead of being a fully mature erythrocyte, there is still a tinge of blue responsible for basophilia. And this is released in the circulation, di ba? And within 24 hours, it will lose all its ribosomes and will become an adult RBC. We'll go back to that. All right. Proerythroblast, large cells with a rounded nucleus, fine chromatin, blue, or definitely basophilic cytoplasm. And then, look at this. The nucleus has now become checkerboard, di ba? And then still basophilic cytoplasm, blue. So basophilic erythroblast. And then, nag-gray na, nawala na yung the definitely basophilic becomes less and less. It is already gray, but retaining the checkerboard. So this is called chromatophilic, di ba? The 50 shades. And then, definitely, the side that the nucleus is condensed. Oh, this is the orthochromatic erythroblast. Definitely, salmon pink na yan. But still depleted, so normoblast. So normoblast extruding the nucleus, the final product is this one. Right? The basophilic erythrocyte. Look at the normal erythrocytes. We central power, but this one is still larger with bluish tinge. Di ba? Basophilic tinge, so they were called basophilic erythrocyte. Now, medtech, medical technologies developed a method of making the residual ribosomes distinct under the microscope. They used another stain, di ba? Medtech, to precipitate the residual ribosome. You call these stains, what group of stains? Supra, vital, light, example, brilliant, crescent blue. And the product is like this, di ba? Now they are distinct. They are called reticulocytes. And you can actually count them, di ba?
Kakarin niya pa maging
Retic, now.
Okay.
What is the clinical significance? The normal value is 0.52. 1 yata. Increase in number means there is an accelerated production of RBC when you have anemia. Or if you're treating a patient, you're following your patient is responding to therapy positively, then there is retic count, di ba? Eh wala na sa practical yan, wala naman tayo yan, di ba? Pinabagin pa natin yan. Okay, para lang natin. Reticulocytes are your basically erythrocytes. In 24 hours, they will lose all their these ribosomes and they will become mature RBC. Alright? Identify cells number 1 to 5.
Okay.
Sunod-sunod na yan, erythroblast. Hindi pa naman yan practical yun. Libro yan, di ba? 2,
Basophilic.
tingnan nyo yung basophilic, and then checkerboard erythroblast. Number 3,
56 of
still
green.
checkerboard, but less basophilic, grays na, 3 and 3. Polychromatophilic. 4, hindi na checkerboard yan, patay na yung suspignotic, then normoblast or orthochromatic, erythroblast. And number 5, walang nucleus erythrocyte. We'll consider this as basically erythrocytes. Reticulocytes pala yan. Yan, at saka yan. This is blue. Basophilic, erythroblast. Raised, polychromatophilic.
Schizophrenic.
Ascaris, diba? Oh,
Ano ba yung Ascaris Candaya ba?
ang liit na mga ascaris yan. Basophilic pa yan? Or di, pare-pareho lang yan eh. Maybe this is still basophilic, late stage, no? Erythroblast, and definitely, these three will be polychromatophilic. Nasa decision kasi, yan mahirap sa practical dito. Gusto niyo ba yan? Huwag na tayo magbigay ng practical yan. Pwede din-discuss ko, haba-haba, kanina pa, tapos, sinasabi. Subukan natin, alright? O yan, parang sampalok yan.
Neutropil.
Ito pala. Ano yan? Checkerboard, pyknotic. Pyknotic na yan, di ba? Normo, last, orthochromatic. Yan, ano to?
Neutropil. Neutropil.
Neutro, WBC na yan, no? Adult yan, no? Segmenter. Oh, granulopoiesis. Una ako dito, tapusin na natin yan. Changes in the nuclear shape. Myeloblast, we won't be able to identify. Kalimutan nyo na yan. This is the earliest recognizable cell, the promyelocyte. In the by the way, the blast cell has rounded nucleus, promyelocyte still rounded, no? But in the sige, nuclear shape muna. Promyelocyte, rounded nucleus. Myelocyte, oval, flattened on one side, heart shape. Alright? And then metamyelocyte, whether it's young or late, kidney shape, to U shape, or horseshoe shape. Metamyelocyte pareho yan, no? Huwag nyo nang basahin yung pansel, basta early metamyelocyte, late metamyelocyte. We'll consider this kidney to U shape as metamyelocyte. Alright? Para wala nang away-away dyan. Diba? Kidney or U shape, metamyelocyte. And then finally, your adult segmenter. That is the shaping nucleus. Cytoplasm, appearance of granules. In the promyelocyte, you will, the WBC will acquire your erythrocyte granules. No? And then, starting in the myelocyte stage, specific staining granules will appear on that. In the promyelocyte, there is only one. You can classify it yet as AO, neutro, or baso. Just promyelocyte. Diba? Yung description niya, large rounded nucleus with large rounded cell with large nucleus. But compared to pro-erythroblast, this has more abundant cytoplasm with eosinophilic granules. Okay, once the cell become myelocyte, you can actually now differentiate into neutro, AO, and baso because of the appearance of specific staining granules. The granules are red, uniformly red, eosinophilic, myelocyte, metamyelocyte, up to segmented. If the granules are fine, numerous lilac granules, then it is neutrophilic, myelocyte, metamyelocyte, segmented or adult. If they are, hindi na natin makikita yan, big purple, different colors, basophilic, myelocyte, and adult basophilic. Alright? So promyelocyte, large cell, rounded large nucleus, and then rounded nucleus with eosinophilic granules. So it cannot be pro-erythroblast. Wala siyang pro-erythroblast has no eosinophilic granules, and the cytoplasm is less abundant. Manti lang yun. Yan. So this is myelocyte, flattened on one side, neutrophilic pa rin siya, and these are all metamyelocytes. Still metamyelocytes, kaya lang kidney shape, neutrophilic pa rin. If there is no cytoplasm, medtech, what is your rule? You know this is kidney shape, metamyelocyte, but there is no cytoplasm. When in doubt, you report it as neutrophil because of the sheer number. So even medtech, no? Or in practical, if you're sure the nucleus is Chischards, no? Or Chischards nucleus or kidney, H metamyosite.
Cheese curds.
But sir, there is no cytoplasm reported as neutrophilic. Ha? So in the practical, dapat neutrophilic report nyo. Baka sabihin nyo metamyosite sir kasi wala siyang cytoplasm. Mga half ka lang. Ha? Put neutrophilic. O yan, segmental na siya. Trilome, di ba? Numerous fine lilac granules. Eosinophilic, by the granules, by the shape of the nucleus, myelocyte. Okay? Eosinophil, but in shape, not yet segmental, so metamyelocyte, eosinophil, metamyelocyte. Etc. Then segmental already, it's the other eosinophil, phylum. Wala nang basophil. Wala nang basophil. Hindi natin makikita yan. Ano yan? Hindi yan. 3-1A Atlas. 3-1/Atlas. Darating na yun. Alam mo ba yun? Isa tayo rin dito. 3I/Atlas. Over 4. Ano yun? Ha? Over ano yun?
3.
Bukas darating yun. Between Earth and Mars. Mumbai and Mars. Stella. Visitor. Pipicture siya na sa Philippines. Spaceship siya. Mag-aanap ng...
Ganito.
Yeah.
Ganito.
Yung una, kuha. Diba? 2017. Oh, ano daw yan? By the granules, ano yan? Sinapil, neutro, or peso? Ha? Eyo, yung shape of the nucleus. Myelocyte. Sinapil, myelocyte. O yan, yung sinapilin pa rin. Fiskars, myelocyte. O yan, yung sinapilin pa rin. Pero, adulta, segmenter. O yan, yung sinapilin. Ayan, ano yan? Megakaryocyte, di ba? You might see this in your bone marrow smear. This is the mother cell of the platelets. It's a large nucleus, about 50 microns, visible to the naked eye, and then multi-elevated nucleus. All is your pale granules. Ayan na. Kamuti na kayo, yan. Pag nahirapan ako, hindi na ako pinigaya. Alright? Kaya nga, so, review. Yan. Wala, hindi ko na may hinto yan. Erythro, blast. Hindi ko na i-explain, alam nyo na eh. Basophilic. Oh, di ba? Hindi ko na i-explain. Mas maliit. Basophilic talaga yung cytoplasm eh. Checkerboard nucleus. Oh, yung nucleus, ano siya? Ano yan? Checkerboard pa rin yan?
Orto.
If it is still checkerboard, then it's polychromatic. Because of gray cytoplasm, definitely no more basophilic. Oh, yan. Talagang dead picnotic nucleus, gray
Mas
cytoplasm.
dark yan. Okay.
Yan. Normoblast. I will accept normoblast. No? And then, oh, yan. Walang label.
Metamyelo. Cheese curds.
Yan, promyelocyte na. Why? Kasi it's there's more abundant cytoplasm with resorphatic granules and sure. No? WBC group na yan. Ito myelocyte because it's shaped the nucleus. When in doubt, reported as neutrophil. This one is already kidney or cystic, so metamyelocyte.
Metamyelo.
And then this one is cystic, so new or kidney. Metamyelocyte mo rin, neutrophilic, all neutrophilic. Ha? O yan.
Promyelo.
Erythroblast.
Magkano yung
Pwedeng
difference?
promyelocyte.
Promyelo.
Yan.
Mas granules yung myelo.
Normoblast.
Yan, myelo.
Checkerboard. Blue cytoplasm.
Anis.
Mesophilic, erythroblast. Oh, orthochromatic or normoplasma, di ba?
Okay, gets.
See? Alam nyo. Yan.
Promayelo.
Ito.
Ayaw
Dito
yan.
ka. I will consider this as promyelocyte. Okay? 1. Promyelocyte. 2. Myelocyte. When in doubt, report it as neutrophilic. Wala sa cytoplasm eh. Number 3, kidney-shaped crystals, metamyelocyte. Number 4, kidney-shaped, metamyelocyte, and then segmenters. No? Okay? Buti nakawala tayo ng submission na. Sagad natin, tanong ka, katapos to ha? Sabi nyo sa... Alright, for liquid tissue, we have your non-encapsulated, partially encapsulated, encapsulated, or non-encapsulated. So we will not take up any for the diffuse lymphoid. We will start with the lymphoid nodule, like the mouth, no? Because associated lymphoid tissue, or gut-associated, or whatever, bronchus-associated lymphoid tissue, then we go to tonsil, then lymph node splentinus. Okay? Or lymphoid nodules, ito problema eh. Alright? I will just give you. This is non-encapsulated, no? Okay? Pointed. Yan. Ako circle dito. 1, 2, 3, these are aggregated lymphatic nodules. Nevertheless, they are still lymphatic nodules. These are called pairs, patches. At this time, I want to identify them already. Identify pointed structures. Alright? You know it's small intestine. Why? Because there are folds. This is called plica circularis. These are called villi. This is the, remember, inner circular, outer longitudinal layer of smooth muscle. So this is small intestine. Ileum only, no? Where you will find this aggregated lymphatic nodule. 1 lymphatic nodule, 2 lymphatic, 3. They are called pairs, patches. So identify pointed structure, pairs, patch. If the question is classify pointed tissue, your answer will be non-encapsulated. Na kaya, just identify it as pairs, patches. Alright? Another example of lymphoid nodule, non-encapsulated, is the those found in the vertebral appendix, no? In cross section. Yan. They are called solitary lymphatic nodules. Okay? Pairs, patches na lang. Huwag na yan. One specimen only for non-encapsulated. That is pairs, patches. Identify pointed pairs, patches. Okay? So we're through with mouth and throat. Oh, tonsil. Ito, huwag kayong magkamali. Number 1, lining epithelium. Stratifying squamous. Number 2, urine vaginator, tonsillar crypt. Number 3, all the parenchyma is made up of collection of lymphatic nodule, lymphatic or lymphoid nodule. No cortex and medulla and lymph node. Alright? The parenchyma is made up of totally lymphoid nodules. Lymphoid. Is there a cortex and medulla as in lymph node? None. Okay? Once you see lining epithelium and tonsillar crypt, classify. Sige. Identify entire organ, tonsil. Okay? There might be side question. These nodules are, as you can see, there are large central pale portion, you call them germinal centers, di ba? When it has a germinal center, then the nodule is secondary. So if I will point to one nodule in a tonsil, then I will ask you to classify pointed nodule, primary or secondary, na mamili lang kayo, secondary. Okay? Or the question is identify pointed. Sus Maria, kasi kaya magtanong dito. Identify entire organ, tonsil. Classify pointed lymphoid nodule. Sinabi mo na lymphoid nodule. Secondary. Alright? Okay, sige. Para dalawang for lymph node, dalawa questions. Identify the entire organ, identify the pointed, or classify the pointed nodule. O yan, ha? Lymph node. scanning eye-reduced dispute for identification of the entire organ. Why? You have a cortex. You know the cortex has lymphoid nodules, right? And it has a medulla. Why medulla? Because of lymphatic or lymphoid cords of lymphocytes or lymphatic cords, and then the medullary sinuses, the spaces in between. In a tonsil, there is no cortex and medulla. You know that. In a thymus, none. In a spleen, later on, none. It's white pulp and red pulp. So only one, lymph node, no. These are already encapsulated. So identifying entire organ, lymph node, dispute, showing the cortex, and medulla. Wala nang iba. And then I'm asked to identify the pointed zone of the organ. You may answer cortex, or better, outer cortex, if I will point to a nodule. I will accept cortex. And I will accept, that is the medulla, no? So cortex, so identify pointed zone, cortex, identify pointed zone of the organ medulla. And there is a third one. It's not the nodule, but the part of the cortex, the medulla, I call it paracortex. Hindi ba? The synonyms, pag nakapoint dun sa nodules, you can call it outer cortex. Or just cortex, I will accept that. If I will ask you what kind of immunological type of lymphocyte predominates at the pointed zone, B, di ba? Lymphocytes. When it is a nodule, B. In the inner cortex or paracortex, the predominating immunological type of lymphocyte is T, di ba? O yun ang pwedeng side question yan. Aside from identification of the organ. Alright?
Alright.
Next! Ayan. Pwede rin palang classify pointed nodule, secondary na naman. Why? Because of germinal center. If I will ask you to identify germinal center, paano yung tatanong? Identify the pointed central area. O identify the pointed pale central area. Parang dinefine mo, binigay ko na yung answer, di ba? Pero pwede rin yan. Identify pointed area of the lymphatic nodule. Nakaturo dyan sa pale central. Germinal center, ha? Identify pointed area. Nakaturo dyan sa central pale area. You know the germinal center. There is only one answer, di ba? Germinal center. Sabihin yung lymphoid nodule, para mawala yun, identify pointed area of the nodule. Wala na. Kasi dalawa lang yan. Germinal center and the marginal zone, di ba? O yan. That's the lymph possible question. And then, no more medullary cord and medullary sinuses, no? Alright? Hindi na siguro yan. Parang alam nyo lang, nandiyan. Subcapsular sinus, ang dami dyan eh, ha? It's the same, no? Cortex, with lymphatic nodes, medulla with lymphatic cords, and medullary sinuses. You have, again, secondary follicles because they have germinal centers, medullary cord, medullary sinus is the passage, is the opening, I mean the space, no? For the passage of lymph. And then, follicle for the subcapsular sinus. No more subcapsular sinus, just showing you the sinuses, subcapsular, trabecular, and then your secondary, and I like, yan. Is there germinal center dito? None, di ba? So still, these are your primary. I may ask to identify, classify pointed nodule. Primary lymphoid follicles. Okay? Wala silang germinal center. Alright? Still in lymph node. And this is, I don't know if I will still find this slide, no? Kasi nakita ko, this is in your book, this is the capsule of the lymph node, and this is the subcapsular sinus. These are lymphocytes, of course, and acting as filter, no, are your reticular fibers. You know, lymph node is supported by reticular connective tissue, so you will have reticular cells producing the fibers, di ba? And because there are antigens to be captured while a lymph passes through the subcapsular sinus, you will expect nagbabantay yung mga macrophages to catch antigens, no? Pero mo meron yan. Okay, this is your full slide. subcapsular sinus. Di ba? These are your reticular cells and fibers. 1, 2, 3, these are your macrophages. Kung makita ko pa, kung makita ko yan, by the way, these are your lymphocytes. Alam mo na yan. What kind of lymphocytes? B. Kasi lymphoid nodule eh. Lymph node. Ayan. Di ba? Reticular cells. And then, 1, 2, 3. Your macrophages. Hindi naman na-reproduce ko yan. Ulitin natin, ha? Di ba? Gusto niyo ba yan? Hindi na natin makikita siguro yun. Ba't magpapakakagod pa ako magganap yan? Alright. Lymph node petala, huwag na yan. Your cords and sinuses. Silver stain for the reticular fibers, and will through that in connective tissue, di ba? For the reticular fibers. Spleen. Okay, spleen. There is no cortex, there is no medulla. The entire specimen, the parenchyma is called pulp, di ba? And it's made up of the white pulp, which is the collection of lymphoid nodules. The rest is red pulp, which is similar to the medulla of lymph nodes, made up of cords of lymphocytes and again sinusoidal capillaries, just called splenic sinusoids. Alright? So identify that organ spleen. Ito na. Lymph node ba yan? Walang medulla and cortex. Ano yung basis nyo? Lymphoid follicles with central arterioles. Pag may central arteriole, that is your spleen. That is the white pulp of the spleen. So, pwedeng LPO. Yan. This is a lymphoid follicle, lymphoid follicle, lymphoid follicle. Distinguishing mark is your central arteriole. This is under LPO, no? So, this is your red pulp, that is your white pulp, and your central arteriole. So, I can ask to identify pointed structure, central arteriole. Don't tell me white pulp, no? Kasi nakapoint dyan sa arteriole. Be specific as much as possible. Okay? Pag nakaturo dyan sa lymphocyte, white pulp, no? Okay? Talagang dapat mag-usap dito eh. And then, wala sa white pulp dito. Ano kaya itatanong yan? Then, the first question is, identify the entire organ. Identify pointed structure, central arteriole. Identify pointed part of the parenchyma. Yan. White or red lang ang choices nyo. Pag nakatulog yan sa nodule, white pulp. Kasi may central, pag nakatulog yan sa mga splenic sinusoids and cords, red pulp. Okay? And then under HPO. Ganun yan. Ito yung central arteriole. I may ask you to identify again central arteriole. Pero kung nagturo ako doon sa sleeve of lymphocytes, immediately around the central arteriole, alright, under HPO, the question is, identify pointed part of the white pulp. Identify pointed part of the white pulp. Hindi pa para sa tawag nyo dyan, arterial lymphatic sheath. Tama? Arterial lymphatic sheath. Basta talas na lang, alam ko na yun. And then side question, what type of lymphocytes, immunological, predominates or are found in this pointed area? T, hindi ba? Another part is the equivalent of germinal center, which is paler and farther from the central arteriole. Identify pointed part of the white pulp. Sinabi ng part, dalawa lang kasi. Pulse, L, and peripheral white pulp. Okay? Peripheral white pulp is a territory of what type of lymphocytes? B. Okay na. Then, red pulp, Huwag ng red pulp. Pag red pulp and sinusoids, wala. Alam niyo na yun. Last is the thymus. May dalawa pa eh, di ba? Cardiovascular and respiratory. Thymus. Thymus is not made up of cortex and medulla, but is divided into lobule, and its lobule is divided into cortex and medulla. So identify the entire organ and understand that it's the thymus. But to be fair to you, this is one lobule with cortex and medulla. Alright? That is your basis for identifying the thymus as an organ. Pero, dapat ganyan, LPO bibigay. Why? This is one lobule with cortex and medulla. Di ba? Cortex of one lobule, medulla. And I will show you this. This is the distinctive feature of thymus. You call it the Hassel. Di ba? Hassel's corpuscle. So identify the entire organ. When you see Hassel's corpuscle in the medulla of the lobule, that is your thymus. Okay? This is not central arterial, remember. Makasabi niya spleen, central arterial. Kasi you have one lobule with its own cortex and own medulla. Alright? So identify entire organ under the thymus, identify with its structure, Hassel's corpuscle. Two questions already, no? Okay? Oh, pwedeng high power is your for identification of the Hassel's corpuscle. Okay? Not central arterial, dalawa yan, hindi pwede. Pati yun, no? Hassel's yun. So all of this, since this is thymus, are T lymphocytes. But there is another one, hindi ko naman bibigay, identify pointed cell, T lymphocyte. No? Alam niyo, T lymphocyte. There is one important cell here, yung supporting cell, this is the thymic epithelial cell, TEC. We also call it epithelial reticular cell, di ba? These are the large cells in the background which supports your lymphocytes. They are seen better in the medulla of the lobule. Of course, these are your T lymphocytes. There, no? Your TEC or thymic epithelial cell, also called epithelial reticular cell, in the background. There is the cytoplasm, grayish. Yan, sigurado na ang ask to identify pointed cell, thymic epithelial cell, or epithelial reticular cell. So, dalawang to pa-identify ko talaga Hassel's corpuscle, epithelial reticular cell, and identify the entire organ thymus. Giveaway naman kung classify ko yung what type of lymphocytes are sitting. Siyempre, T lymphocytes, alam mo tayo. Baka may magkamali pa dyan, nakakaya. Di ba? Sagot yung T lymphocytes. Nasa thymus ka. Okay, so Hassel's corpuscle, epithelial reticular, identification of the entire, that's it, for thymus. Okay? O yan, Hassel's corpuscle, again. Huwag na yung lymphocytes. Yan, epithelial reticular cell. Ganun na naman.
Pwede ka
Yan.
tapos sulat.
Yan, ang dami niyan. Di ba?
Tek.
Tapos to. Alright. Cardio ba? Heart. Tapos na tayo sa myocardium. Under tissue, di ba? O sige. O layer by layer na lang. The heart, ventricular epicardium. You don't have endocardium in your microscopes. In your slide box. Dalawa lang. The epicardium. Alright. Yan. And the myocardium. Okay, so identification of layers of the heart, giveaway na yan. Dalawa lang pwedeng tanong yan. Epicardium and myocardium. Identify pointed layer of the organ, hindi ko nasasabihin heart. Epicardium. Lahat ito kasama sa epicardium. Your mesothelium, your adipose tissue, and your coronary vessels. Alright? Hindi ko na pa-identify yung adipose tissue, mesothelium, blood vessels. Identify the layer. Hindi ko nasasabihin heart. Alam yung myocardium na. Identify the layer of the organ, epicardium. Identify the layer of the organ, myocardium. Hindi ko natatanong yung cardiac muscle, tapos na yan, no? Alright? Hindi ko na rin tatanong yung intercalated disease, layer of the heart. Tapos na yung cardiac muscle, historically, di ba? Blood vessels. Alright, number one is your aorta. So many questions. What specimen shall I use? That one stained by elastic. You will see the dark wavy fibers, elastic fibers. Alright? Number one question, identify the organ. That is a possible question because you know this is aorta. Wala naman tayo pulmonary trunk eh. There is only one large artery, it's the aorta. So I can ask you, identify the entire organ. Aorta. Classify the entire organ as to size. Alam mo na yan, large artery. Classify the entire organ as to the dominant tissue. Elastic artery. Do not forget the word artery, no? A common name. Classify the entire organ as to function. Conducting artery. Okay, so 4 possible questions or answers for the aorta alone. And what more? Identification of the layer. So the intima, tunica media, and tunica. So identify pointed layer of the organ. Tatlo lang naman yan. Okay? Low power, still possible. Identify the entire organ, aorta, because of this. Di ba? Elastic fibers. HPO, you know these are elastic fibers alternating with smooth muscle and collagen fibers. This is good in histology or elastic. Huwag na tayong babalik dyan. Masaan tayo? Dyan na lang. Dami possible question. Ha? Okay? So that is aorta, large artery. Meron daw kayong medium-sized vein, nakita ko. It may be large to medium-sized, it's the portal vein, kung meron yan. So, you will know it's vein because of valve. Alright? Okay. Number one, thin wall, collapse appearance and presence of valve. It's a vein. Hindi ko naman tatanong yan kung identify na entire organ o gawa lang natin portal vein yan, no? Okay. Classify pointed vessel, no? As to size, large or medium size na lang gawin natin dito, medium size vein. Okay? Yan ang gagamitin ko. Para na lang madali sa inyo. Because this is a comparative view between artery and a vein. Didiscuss na natin dissection. In case of limbs, for deep veins, there are two sets of veins, superficial and deep. Di ba? When it comes to deep veins, there are usually two veins accompanying an artery. In a limb, you call it vena comitantes or vena comites, di ba? So this is your vein, that is your artery. Okay? Ito na lang gagamitin ko for artery. Yan. Classify, hindi ko naman pwedeng identify the organ. Hindi mo alam kung radial o ng artery yan. Sino man nakakaalam yan. Diba? So in question, I will point at the artery. Classify pointed vessel as to size, medium size, artery. Classify vessel as to function. Yan. Distributing artery. Alright? Classify pointed vessel as to predominant tissue, muscular, artery. Okay, pero ito yun. Ito yung gagamitin ko. Diba? O, yun lang. Pero kung tuturo ko ito, even without valve, ang possible question or yun, classify vessel as to size. Medium size, big. Wala na. Okay?
Muscular.
Arterioles. I will use the ovary kasi magaganda yan. No? These are all arterioles. Siyempre, hindi rin organ yan, ovary yan. Female reproductive pa yan eh. Diba? We are only after the arteriole in an ovary. Ganyan lang kasi ng arteriole. 1, 2. These are all arterioles. Okay? O yan, mas maganda yan. HPO. Now, this is very narrow. The lumen is very narrow and rounded. All smooth muscle, and there is none of the, nakalimutan ko sabihin sa inyo, there is none of the so-called in an artery, there is the distinct elastic lamina near the intima. We call it internal elastic lamina. This is the distinctive feature of the arteries. But when small, too small already like the arteriole, there is none of that internal elastic lamina. Wala na, absent na. Alright? So, the thick tunica media of an arteriole is all made out of smooth muscle. That's it. Okay? So, identify pointed structure arteriole. Classify pointed vessel arteriole. Okay? Kasi ganun po isa, arteriole lang sa sagot yan. And they use also the central arteriole of the white pulp of the spleen, pero hindi na kasi tatanong ko na dun sa spleen. So instead, I will use that ovary, or the arteriole of ovary. Alright? Venule. Isa lang makukuha kong venule for sure. I will take venule of the adrenal gland in its medulla. Medulla and not the cortex of adrenal gland, no? Kasi in the adrenal medulla, there are cells called pheochromocytes. Pheochromocytes are the cells that produce your catecholamines, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and they are described histologically as cuboid and columnar basophilic cells around a venule, sabi niya. So ito yan, no? So these are tall basophilic cells around a venule. So this is your venule. It's like a capillary endothelium, but small amount of collagen fibers on the wall. So, identify or classify pointed vessel, venule. Like that, what word? Venule. And last are the capillaries. Alright? For continuous capillary, I will use that of the tongue kung makakakita ko. You know it's continuous because continuous is somatic, found in the skeletal muscle. So, classify pointed vessel, continuous, or somatic capillary. Okay? Another example of continuous capillary is this. Yung sa lungs. Your pulmonary capillary, this one. If I will point to pulmonary capillary, classify pointed vessel, continuous capillary. Okay? Pag wala akong makita sa tongue, yan na lang bibigay for continuous capillary. Second capillary is fenestrated. You know, fenestrated capillaries are found in endocrine glands. This is your thyroid. The unit of structure is a thyroid follicle surrounded by follicular cells, sabi niya, surrounding a colloid or the inactive thyroid hormones called thyroglobulin. No? And then the inactive hormone is activated to become hormone by the follicular cells, and when activated, it's already the active thyroid hormone. It is discharged to the nearby capillary. So that is a capillary. If you see capillary, I'll use that of the thyroid gland. This is an example of fenestrated capillary. So in thyroid, I will look for a capillary besides a follicle, and then I will point to it, and I will ask you, classify pointed vessel. Your answer is fenestrated capillary. Get it? Another example of fenestrated capillary, huwag na yan, hindi masyadong capillary, the same thyroid gland, o arteriole lang. Alright, a better example of a readily available is your glomerulus. I will point at the glomerulus of the kidney, classify pointed vessel. You don't answer glomerulus, classify it. It's fenestrated capillary. Only the capillary is convoluted. Okay? Sinusoid. I will use that of the liver. It's clearer. All of these are liver cells or hepatocytes. They are arranged in row of plates. The spaces in between row of hepatocytes, you will see RBCs or hemolyzed blood. These are the sinusoids. So I will point to sinusoid. Classify pointed vessel. Sinusoids or sinusoidal capillary, the same. Get it? Liver, ha? O, yan. Meron din sa spleen, pero huwag na yan. Hindi masyadong maganda. Alright? Minutes na lang, ilisa na lang yan. Anong mga identify na? Kasama yung respiratory tract, iniwan kasi yung last time, no? Anong organs? Identification lang, ha, para matapos na, ano? O yan, larynx, identify the organ. Bakit? May two folds, mayroong lining epithelium, may glands, may cartilage, may skeletal muscle. Eh wala na akong magagawa, yun na yan talagang view. Identify organ, larynx. Oh, then, identify organ, epiglottis. Why? This elastic cartilage is the core, stratified squamous above, and below it's respiratory epithelium. So that is the flap. Identify entire organ, epiglottis. Okay? Huwag na yan, kasi kinuha na natin sa, yan. Trachea, identify the entire organ. I'm sorry, hindi natin makikita yung trachealis muscle kasi this is your C-shape. So, this layer by layer will be plus the hyaline cartilage, respiratory epithelium, lamina propria with mixed glands. Layer of the cartilage is subtle C-shape, connected by trachealis muscle and your adventitia pretracheal fascia. Understanding. Wala nang iba, kundi trachea. Why? Wala naman tayo kasi specimen of primary and secondary bronchi. Hindi ba, your histological specimen only have trachea. Wala siyang primary and secondary bronchus. Kasi primary and secondary bronchus, kamukha lang yan eh. So isa lang, trachea. O ilan lang. Larynx, epiglottis, trachea. All identification of organ, no? But when it comes to lungs, na yan, tapos na tayo dyan. When it comes to lungs, pwede rin, identify the entire organ, lung. Di ba? Pero sa lungs, ano ba yung pinaka-obvious, readily available? Yan. Bronchial. Yan side question, identify the vessel immediately to its left. What will be your answer? Dalawang answer na yun. Pulmonary, artery. Tapos na. Hindi, yan, sa lungs. Oh. Meron pa sa lungs. Posibleng isang vessel lang, any connective tissue. With the pulmonary vein. Or, longitudinal section in a solitary again, pulmonary vein. No? Alright? Pwede ako makakita ng ganyan. Parati ako nakakita. Respiratory bronchial. Why is ask already alveolus?
Oh.
Ano lang yan? Ano lang yan? Ayan.
Respiratory bronchial.
Yan. Di ba bronchus yan? And it has an alveolus or respiratory bronchial. So don't just answer, divide, sure it's respiratory bronchial. You put the word respiratory, okay? The same slide. And lastly, your pulmonary capillary will identify pointed structure, pulmonary capillary, identify pointed structure, interalveolar septum. Hindi mo natuturo yung space for alveolus, no? Alright? So identification, identify pointed structure, pulmonary capillary, interalveolar septum. Okay? Alright?